I set up an appointment today for my client up in Pittsburgh with an architecture firm, 35 users, looking to make an introduction, currently under contract, but they were wanting a quote to hold on to for the future.
Got an appointment out in Jersey for my client. It's a school district, 5,500 users over 8 locations, talking about E-rate eligibility, just seeing how they can utilize those dollars. My second appointment was for my client out in Charlotte. It is a manufacturer, 85 users, and over 12 locations.
Yeah, I got another one for my Wichita client today.
Griffin's the CEO.
It's a company that's with another local MSP, but they're looking to possibly switch to where a new MSP could treat them as a little more of a priority. So I'm going to meet with them here first part of September after Labor Day and get a quote in their hands and hopefully pull them our way.
Got a good one today from my IT client out of Seattle. 10 users, 1 server. Going to be in person sometime next week. Should be a pretty good one.
A few two pieces. Who wants to start us off?
I got a 2-piece today.
Hey, yo.
Both for Streamline. First one was like 35 users, and the second one was 8 users. Both of them pretty much just introduction meetings. They're both in contracts until next year, but they're still wanting to meet and at least get something in their back pocket until then. So
cool. Pretty good ones. Who else had a 2-piece? I thought it was just Harry. Ace! Oh, wow.
Yeah,
What are we doing over
I
there?
had a 2-piece today. One of them for my client out in Jersey. It's a school district, 5,500 users, 8 locations. So he was interested in the E-rate side of things, seeing what those dollars can be spent on. So should be a pretty good meeting, especially when you tie in that co-op that they do for them. So should be a pretty good one. And then I had one was for my client out in Charlotte. It's 85 end users, 12 locations. Wasn't sure on the servers or anything like that, but he just got a new IT guy. They're currently shopping for MSPs, so he's going to be discussing managed services as well as cybersecurity. That's the big one for them with cybersecurity. They're needing to button up some things, so it'll be a great meeting.
Schools is what Revell wants, and NBC wants cybersecurity wants. So sounds like you're hitting it right on mark there. Continue.
They gave me a big hammer. So.
Big hammer. What do you say, Nick? You got a couple?
Yes, I got one for each of my clients. So for RNK Roofing, I called up a restaurant called everybody getting all excited about the name of the places, but the guy needs assistance with another restaurant called. But I did book the appointment and sent him over an email to confirm everything and get the remaining questions answered so that I can update them in my notes. My appointment for Dorothy Gale came from Lakehurst, New Jersey. I left them a voicemail some days ago, and the guy returned my call, and it was the most straightforward call I ever had, where I successfully booked an appointment on a client call. Went through everything pretty quickly, and they'll be out there on Wednesday.
Nice.
So,
Let's go. Pretty good one.
It's an engineering / manufacturing consulting company. About 90 employees on LinkedIn. I don't have an exact user count, but I talked to the COO like 3 weeks ago, and they were like, yeah, we're looking at outsourced IT options. And he's like, but you have to talk to my IT director. 2 weeks later, multiple emails and a voicemail left, I get an email back, finally, saying like, yeah, it's been hectic, like let's just pick something on the calendar for the 24th. And I've got it locked in, so it took.
Yeah, Justin?
It's just a funny one. I had this lead weight for my guy in Minnesota, and I talked with him Thursday last week, and he told me, no, dude, I'm not interested. Pushed me off till the end of the year, said that's when the contract will actually come up. And then Friday afternoon, he called me back. I guess not knowing, thinking I shot him an email, saw my number, didn't realize that wasn't my email, wasn't even the right firm. He said, "Are you this guy with this?" I go, "Nope." But we do IT, and he goes, "Oh, I remember you." And he didn't remember the conversation from Thursday, so he goes, "Yeah, I'll talk to you. Let's talk next week."
Sometimes for some of you newer folks who might not have done this for as long as someone like Justin, they're not going to remember you. You know, they get emails, they get texts, they get phone calls, cell phones, direct lines, main lines every single day, and it's hard to keep track of even when you do know who you're talking to and you're like trying to remember. Right? They don't remember. Sam's had one where he called and he got blown up on a call one day. You know, called every single name on this phone call. And then the guy returned Sam's voicemail from like a week previous, the very next day, and had no memory. Just like, yeah, sure, let's talk about it. So sometimes they're just having bad days. Sometimes they don't remember you. Sometimes, you know, a whole bunch of stuff can change in 24 hours. So don't be afraid just to call them. Right? It's the best solution. Just call them. Find out. Heck yeah.
Yeah, so I just got with my client down in Phoenix. It's with an engineering firm. They do a little bit of everything, mechanical, chemical, electrical. Spoke to the IT director over there after talking to the president and pointing in his direction. Said they're not currently working with a firm like ourselves, but they've done some work here and there in the past. Was really interested in learning a little bit more about not only our capabilities, but any experience and references, I guess for lack of a better term, that we have from other firms that we've worked with, and seeing if we could ever be an option for them in case they ever needed anything. They've got about 27 users, 2 physical servers across 3 locations. So my leadership is going to be hopping on a Zoom with him on Monday, and should be a really good conversation. See if maybe something comes out of it.
So I got one for my Salt Lake City client. The first one for them, actually, very excited. It was a engineering consulting firm that was already looking at outsourcing its IT options, and so we hopped in at the perfect time, and they're actually very interested in seeing our sort of quote and how we deal with things. So they'll be meeting next Thursday, our team's meeting, and just really becoming familiar with each other. Looks good.
Got one for my client out in St. George today. It's with a charter school. They're currently using in-house IT. They're looking to reevaluate. Willing to hear out some other options. Got the meeting set for next Wednesday.
I got an appointment today for my client up in Pittsburgh. It's with an energy company. 8 users. They were just looking for an introduction. Also wanting a quote. Just wanting to hold on to that for the future. They're under contract. The contract comes up here in a few months, so kind of starting the reevaluation period.